Let's have some fun. Welcome and good afternoon. My name is Shane, and today we're going to have some fun listening to some great music. Today I have a very special request. Shane Gang VIP member is making a request, and so I want to give a shout out to Kickinthescience on this one. And that request is Prince, the song Dreamer. And I believe this is live on Jay Leno. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Thank you again, Kickinthescience, for making this recommendation. I have listened to Prince several times on the channel before. Amazing musician, amazing artist, and so I'm sure this is going to be a good one too. I don't believe we will run into any blocking issues. If for some reason we do, you'll see video blocked, kind of watermarked across the video down below. You'll still be able to, I'll leave a link to the original video down in the description so that you guys can check that out. And yeah, I don't think we'll run into that though. I don't think a lot of the live stuff that I've done has not been blocked, so I think we'll be fine there. I'm going to cut a couple of minutes off of my video. Usually go into a spiel about becoming a patron on Patreon and merch and all of that stuff. All I'll say is if you want to support the channel, I have a link to my Patreon down below, a link to my merchandise down below, and we'll leave it at that. You can check into that stuff if you want to know the levels and what you get and all that stuff, but it's pretty similar to other channels that do this. So we'll leave it at that. And in future videos, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, I think with all of that said, part of that's trying to get into the videos faster. This one's going to be a little longer because I'm explaining it. For those that watch all my videos, I'm explaining it right now. But in the future, you won't have all this explanation. I'll cut a couple minutes off my videos probably by doing it that way. So I don't have to re-explain myself to give you information that you could very easily get yourself. Anyway, with all of that said, let's have a listen. I don't know how long ago this was, though.
3D set is currently available on his website, lotusflower.com, and at Target beginning March 29th. Tonight's performing Dreamer from his new CD, Lotus Flower.
It's got to be a little bit ago because Jay Leno had a show. So effortless. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, let's get it. Huh.
You know what? If you're gonna take this steering wheel and turn it. Ow! Turn it back. Turn it at the police siren. Oh, look at the helicopters. This steering's getting too deep. I can't stand this here. You better check these devils. We said.
Oh man. Wow. Wow.
All right, I want to thank my guests, Paul Giamatti, Emma Roberts, and Prince. Stay tuned for Jimmy Fallon coming up right after
Still
this.
going. Feedback's still going, man. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so I have a couple things to talk about there. One, before I forget, was the person he handed the guitar to, was that a setup? Is that somebody on his crew that he handed that to, or is that just a random person from the audience? And if so, did they get to keep it? Or was this just like, hold on to this for a bit and we'll get it after the show? I don't know. It's kind of like him throwing it up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, George Harrison. You know, when they were doing While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and he tossed the guitar up and it disappeared. You know, in that case, I think they get the guitar back after that. But so I don't know. Very interesting. So first of all, before I get into the music itself, let me just talk about I appreciated I didn't know what the song was going to be about, but obviously it was about some of the stuff that we're still dealing with. Again, this had to be quite a few years ago because Jay Leno had a show, and Prince was still alive. So obviously it was a while ago, but not way too long ago, obviously. But interesting that the stuff he's talking about is stuff that we're still dealing with today and have been for many, many, many decades. And I think that's kind of the theme of the song, right? Martin Luther King had a dream, and even though he, you know, was assassinated, that dream is still alive in a lot of people out there. So in this case, you know, Prince is saying he's a dreamer. He still has that dream, right? And a couple of those lines really kind of hit home. One, it's 21st century, we're still dealing with race, right? That was one line that kind of stood out to me. And we're 2 decades into the 21st century, and we're still dealing with race. Still something that that the country has to kind of grapple with. And I don't know, there's no end in sight, unfortunately, on that, right? I mean, there's been progress made in a lot of areas, but then there's still a lot of work to be done, I think, too. And I think the other kind of line that kind of stood out to me was, everybody's sleeping on it, like, or there's a line that's something like, everybody's sleeping, but I'm the dreamer, or something along those lines. I'm probably paraphrasing the line a little bit there, but like the way I looked at that was everybody's sleeping on it, meaning, nobody's really, a lot of people are just going through their lives. They don't really care, or it doesn't really affect them, so they don't really think about it. But there are people out there that still have that dream and are still fighting for it on a daily basis. At least that's kind of what I got out of that line. And unfortunately, I'm. You can tell if you are visually able to see this video. I am a white middle-aged man here, so I live in a comfortable life. I have I work a good job outside of YouTube, obviously, and so a lot of the stuff that goes on in the world, people like me can just kind of not have to think about or not have to worry about because it's not impacting me on a daily basis personally. Personally, it's not impacting me on a daily basis. So it's easy for me to read news stories or headlines or whatever and just say, man, that sucks, or get mad about it or whatever, and just keep living my life the way I have been because I don't have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. It's not really impacting me. But for many people, it is something they have to grapple with on a day-to-day basis. It is something they have to deal with. They can't just ignore it or, turn the other cheek or just keep living their lives and forget about it. So again, maybe this is getting way too deep for the song, but this is kind of what I'm getting out of the song after hearing it. I think that's where I'll kind of stop things. I could go on for a little bit longer on that, but in terms of musically, Prince, of course, this was a complete fire on this one, man. Amazing. He plays the guitar so effortlessly, as I said in the beginning. Every time I watch him play, it's the same thing. It's like an extension of his body. It's not like a separate part of him. He can just move fluidly and amazing sounds come out. A couple guitar solos there. And again, he just very, very, I don't know too many people that play like him. And the fact that I know he could play so many instruments, so many different instruments. Very talented guy. But yeah, every guitar solo I've seen from him is just crazy. Just crazy. Even something like this where it's, a live performance and he only has a short amount of time to work with. So it's not like he could go on and on with the guitar solo, but just effortless. Just effortless. So what a performance. What a performance. Thanks again, Kickinthescience, for suggesting this one. Patrons, I will say patrons at a certain level can recommend a song every month. So thank you again for having me check this one out. It's not a song I'd heard before or heard of before. Again, I've heard like the more popular Prince stuff, the stuff that was like hits on the radio, that kind of thing. And now since starting this channel, I've heard some other Prince stuff, and everything I've heard from him has been great. I love the funky sound of the song. And yeah, I don't know. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. I know there are. I still have a lot of Prince performances on my list to react to. But if there are other specific performances that you think I should check out, drop those down below in the comments. If you have anything to comment on what I've said or your impressions after hearing the song, what it made you feel, or just life in general, drop that down in the comments too. I don't want to start a big debate down in the comments. I know that there's anytime you're dealing with some of these topics, that's a possibility for that to happen. So if you have something you want to share, please be respectful of one another. If you decide to comment down below, if anything gets too out of hand, I'll be kind of monitoring the comments down below. But you're definitely welcome to share your thoughts on where we are, where we're going. Are you a dreamer too? And yeah, let me know what you think. I think that's where I'll leave things. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to do that. And yeah, until next time, have a great evening.